Okay, now let's talk about the process and cost. There are some steps. First, I will inform you about the total cost. So the total cost for the main applicant, if you apply outside the US, for the regular process, it will be 14,515, and for the premium processing, it will be 17,015. And if you apply while you're in the US, the regular processing will be 15,175, and the premium processing is 17,675. So for the regular or normal processing, that will be 2.5 up to 3 years. And for the premium processing, it will be more or less 1.5 years. I will explain about it later. Okay. So the first step is the pre-assessment and also document preparation. So at this stage, you don't need a lot of documents. It's just that there will be a CV form that you need to fill in. And also you need to submit your copy passport to me. And this, you just email it to me. Okay, and then I will send it to Merton for a preliminary confirmation. If you have a immigration case, for example, if in the past you had a overstayed visa, for example, then you need to tell me in advance, okay? Because there will be possibility that you're not eligible at that moment to apply, okay? So this is after you got pre-approval from Merton, and then you can choose the job, or you can choose it while waiting for the approval. Choose the job and then sign 2 agreements. The first one is the legal agreement with the U.S. immigration attorney, and the second one is the client service agreement with my company. Okay, and then after that you pay the down payment, which is the first payment is 5,800. So, and then after that, I will send all the documents, including the receipt of your payment, to Mercan. Okay, this is the first step. And then after that, you wait 3-4 months like that, and then you will get a job offer. And the second stage, before you get a job offer, then there might be an online job interview. That depends on the job. Okay, and then after, if you get accepted, then you get the job offer that you need to sign. I'll show you the example. This is the sample of job offer from the employer, like this. Okay, so total process is around 6 months before moving to the next step. Okay, and then after that, there are a lot of documentation preparation between Mercan and also the employer, and then the employer, represented by Mercan, will file the documents to the Department of Labor. This is the perm filing stage. Okay, so this stage might take 6 to 9 months, and it cannot be expedited. So here, a sample of the perm application confirmation from the Department of Labor. This is for the employer. There will be an attached form, but this is how it looks like. And this is, PERM is the Program Electronic Review Management. It's a online process for the Department of Labor. And after the documents is approved, then the Department of Labor will send email to the employer and saying, yay, you know, this foreign worker's name for this occupation is approved, you know, and there will be an attached form. So this document is the key documents to apply your green card. This belongs to the employer, and it will be attached to the USCIS documentation to apply for your green card. Okay, so let's move after this. Okay, so obtain the labor certificate, the employer obtain the labor certificate, and then we move to the immigration process. Okay, this is the second process. The first process is the Department of Labor, and then get the labor certificate for the employer, and then the second stage is the immigration process. Okay, so the immigration process is the process that you can, if you pay a bit more than 2,500, and then you can get premium processing and to expedite the process. So then in this process, then you need to pay the second payment. If you apply from outside the US, then for the normal processing, that will be $700. And if you apply in the US, it will be $1,225, because this is for the adjustment of status. If you want a premium processing, then you need to add 2,500. Okay. So there will be 3,200 for the normal processing. Okay, so the normal processing will be 10 to 12 months, and the premium processing will be 1 or 2 months. And after that, it will goes like this. Hang on. So once it's approved, then the USCIS will notify they will not notify you, but they will notify the lawyer. Okay, they will notify the lawyer, hey, with the attached form, then you will get notified. So the immigration process is almost complete. Now, the approval documents will be sent to the National Visa Center. Okay, and then from National Visa Center, it will be forwarded to the embassy, US embassy in your country, or US consulate. If you live in the capital city, that will be a US embassy. If you have in a second largest city or third largest city, there might be a US consulate. Okay. Now we're going to the last stage, the third stage. Okay. So from the USCIS approval to the interview, it can take around 3 or 4 months. So prior the interview, then you will get notification, and then you need to pay the last payment, which is, if you apply outside the US, that will be $8,015. If you apply inside the US, that will be $7,450. Okay. And prior the interview, you need to do a medical checkup at the appointed hospital. This is not just for you as the main applicant, but also for the whole family. Okay, and then the result of this medical checkup will be sent directly by the hospital to the US embassy or consulate. Then let's say you got interviewed, everything's good, your medical checkup is good, then the embassy will give you an immigrant visa that will valid for 6 months. It goes like this. Hang on. Okay, it's like this. So now you're officially get a permanent resident, but your green card will not be handed over to you in your home country. But later you need to fly to the US. Once you're in the US, then the lawyer will will send or mail your green card to your address, to your US address. Okay. So once you receive this US immigrant visa within 6 months, you need to fly to the US, the whole family. You can fly on your own and your family can fly later, it's good, but it's good that within 6 months, all of you should fly to the US. Okay, and then again, the green card will be sent to your US address. So this is the explanation table of what I explained earlier. So the first payment is 5,800. The second payment total is different. If you apply for the normal processing, that will be 700. If you apply for the expedited processing, you will add 2,500. This is for you who applies outside the US. If you applies while you're in the US, so for the second payment, you need to pay $700 plus 1,225. That's 1,925. If you want the expedited processing, you should apply for the 700 plus 1,225 plus premium processing 2,500. So total will be 4,425. Okay, so the 1,225 is for the adjustment of status. Let's say you are a student in the US and then you want to apply for the EB-3, or you're under, let's say, a working visa, but you cannot apply under tourist visa and then you wait in the US. No, better you apply. If you're not under either working visa or maybe student visa, please don't go to US in the tourist visa and apply there. It will not be good for you. Okay, so just wait in your home country and apply directly from your home country. So for the third payment, this is 7,450 plus National Visa Center 345 plus USCIS immigrant fee. So total is 8,015. If you apply in the US, then you don't need to pay the NVC fees and also USCIS immigrant fee. So total you will pay 7,450. So this is a total payment from the first up to the third payment. So you can see here, okay? So timeline, again, the timeline will be 2.5 years up to 3 years if you do the normal processing. But if you do the premium processing, it's around 1.5 years. Okay, so this is the visa cost for the dependents, means spouse or kids under 21. each of the dependent only pays total 565. So it's very, very affordable. Only pay the National Visa Center fee, 345 per pax, and also USCIS fees, which is 220 per pax. So total is 565. For the here premium processing upgrade, I've already told you earlier, is 2,500. And you need to pay all full payment prior departure to the US. This cost exclude documents translation, medical checkup, police clearance report, airfare, accommodation in the US, and so on and so on.